I gotta say one thing though. Like, honestly, my hair's starting to look like something out of fucking animated. It's got like its own kind of life up there. I look like a freaking rhinoceros or some shit. Ladies and gentlemen, my name is RuffledRowlit, and welcome to a brand new video, guys. Today we're covering a few rumors. Now, we've got a few other things to cover today, so there's a lot to do, ladies and gentlemen. There's a lot to do. There's a lot to go through. Oh my god. Also, ladies and gentlemen, let me know in the comment section down below right now. Right now, tell me, which is your favorite Pokemon region? Which one is it? Let me know in the comment section down below. I mean, so far, which one is your favorite out of the ones we've had so far? Out of the 7 ones we've had so far. Also, I need to get myself shaved. Dude, jeez, I definitely do. Like, come on, man. It's too much now, dude. Either way, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to a brand new video. My name is RuffledRowlit. I hope you guys enjoy yourselves. In this one, we're going to cover a few rumors, go through them, you know, see what they have to say, because, it's actually a pretty big chunk of them today. It's a big chunk of rumors. So I thought I'd go through some of them, break them down, talk about them. So yeah, let's get started with the first one here, which is this one on 4chan. As you all know, 4chan is the breeding ground for all these rumors. And the reason I even cover these is because they have been, some of them have been true in the past. Hence why I'm covering them right now, 24/7, because you never know which one of these could be real. And, you know, ending up covering it would be awesome, because then we can just refer back to it, you know, in future, you know, moments when we, you know, want to like look at, oh, if this was correct or this wasn't correct and all that sort of stuff. But yeah, if anything, you know, we'll go through this. We've got a few other ones to go through as well, and we'll cover those today. But yeah, let's get started with this one though. So hello, this has some spoilers. If you want to avoid them, stop reading. This the grass encounter in the announcement video is fake. Wait, what? I'm a bit confused right now. So his post is called Mega Meganium. No, Metal Meganium, and then his name is Metal, and it says the grass encounter in the announcement video is fake. It was meant to deceive the audience and lower expectations regarding the game. From now on, as planned, wild Pokemons walking through the game will be recurring in future games. See, that just seems BS to me. Now, I know they were definitely not showing us everything in the trailer. There's just no way they showed us everything in that one. I mean, let's be honest, like, this wasn't enough there. But you can't tell me that this, I mean, brother, I mean, come on, man. I just, this is just too, you know, like, that would be false advertising at that point, right? Even if, like, you could make the argument, but, oh, Pokemon the overworld is more fun. Well, it's technically false advertising. Though, again, they did say gameplay not final, so they aren't liable for anything. Because if they had made it, you know, if there was no, like, gameplay not final there, then sure, they would be, you know, it would be false advertising. But it isn't false advertising, because they did put the not final gameplay there. But really, I mean, I don't know, man. Now, while Pokemon walking through the game will be recurring in future games, there is still debate whether to keep this exclusive in Let's Go series as a selling point or not, so I'm posting here. Show interest and maybe they'll keep Pokemon free. The insect Pokemon that leaked a few days ago is real. Okay, well, still don't know about that one. At least one of the names confirms this, as it is, and I can't read that. It doesn't have translations yet, so I'm not sure what that says. If anybody speaks Japanese, feel free to right now translate this right here in the you know, in the comment section down below. It'd be really nice if you could do that. But yeah, if you could translate that, that'd be sick. Either way, next one here. Some books are legible. I'm not sure what that means. Wait, through them we'll learn a bit about the story of how Galar colonized Unova. Isn't this just a theory that, like, isn't this just taking from a theory that I talked about? This kind of feels like this is from a theory I talked about the other day about Unova's connection. This literally just feels like that. Either way, it's a funny Easter egg. The initials are not all... Wait, the initials are not all sports related. I guess he means starters. Score Bunny is based on a football player. Sobble is based on an English playwright writer. Okay, playwright writer. Grookey will be a female like one based on English music, more precisely on the evolution of English rock. Well, that would be pretty cool, wouldn't it? Despite being based on an island of real life, Galar will be part of a continent. It will be linked to the north of Kalos. Okay, come on now, please. Can we just... This thing, dude. Listen, as much as I want to see Kalos as a post-game, I just don't think this is... Listen, this was Game Freak we're talking about. Game Freak will not do that for one particular reason. That's that they can make more money by releasing a brand new remake in the future instead of giving you two reasons in one. Again, and I will dispel the myth about, well, Johto had it. Well, listen, Johto, when it was made, was planned to be the final Pokemon games, and they thought that the only way it would sell is if they included Kanto in it as a way to get people to buy it, being like, oh, well, you get, you know, this new region, but you also get Kanto, so if you still enjoy Kanto, you can still get Kanto, you know, just make sure to pick it up. That's why they included Kanto in Johto when they made, or rather in you know, Gold and Silver in Gen 2. That's the only reason they did it, because they thought it was going to be their final games, and they wanted to just go out with a huzzah and just make some extra cash. trash. You know what I mean? Like, that's just the way they did it back then. But it ended up being another success. It made a bunch of money for them. Gold and Silver did really good, and Pokemon became an even bigger phenomenon. I mean, it was the biggest phenomenon during, like, you know, the Generation 1 era, but, you know, it blew up again, and people still loved it, and they were like, okay, we can make a franchise out of this. So they made a franchise out of this, and then we got Generation 3 later on during, like, what, 2002 or something, 2003, give or take. You know, my point is this, right, that using Johto as a argument, it just doesn't work. And people will also say, like, well, in Heart Gold, Soul Silver, they did it as well. But that's because those were remakes of Gold and Silver. So making a remake of Gold and Silver and not including Kanto in there, like back then, would just be dumb. And also, the guy who developed Heart Gold and Soul Silver said that he wanted to make sure that those games were filled with content. Hence why he made sure to also include Kanto, you know, so it was exactly, you know, a proper remake of the old, you know, old Gold and Silver games, but also add a bunch of new features to it and make it super fun. I mean, the point I'm trying to get across here is that, you know, using Johto as an argument towards why they will do Kalos as a post-game to Galar just isn't enough. Now, hear me out. I'm not sitting here trying to tell you that, you know, I don't want that. No, I do want that. Trust me, more content is always better in a game. I would love Kalos to be a post-game, but it just doesn't feel likely because it goes out of the scope of what Game Freak has been doing for, like, the last decade or so, which is to, you know, give you a set experience and not give you extras on the side. And the extras on the side would be another region to explore, especially Kalos, right? Which we got recently, you know what, like, it's been, I mean, 2013, we're in, you know, give or take 6 years now, you know, if we're going to be, you know, give or take it, you know, right, it's been about 5 years now since we had those games, and giving us a full-on remake of that, essentially a remake of that, in these games, just doesn't feel likely, that's all. Like, I don't think they would go that far. Like, as much as I love that, trust me, I would love that. I would love it, but I don't think they'll do that. It's just, like, I gotta point this out all the time, because as much as I want Kalos to be a post-game, it's just, right now, to me, there isn't enough proof besides people putting maps together, right? Sure, I've seen those map things, like, oh, look, they match, right? Or look at this tunnel goes down here, right? I don't think we'll know enough about that until we get more information about the games down the road. Right now, I can't give you a definitive, I think this is what we're going to get, because I don't think it. I don't think it right now. I need more proof. I need more information. I need more stuff to make my mind go, okay, Kalos post-game makes sense. But right now, there just isn't enough there. And I know a lot of people will be super angry in the comment section like, Ruffled, you're a piece of poo. Shut up. You know what I mean? People will be like that in the comment section because they want to see Kalos post-game, which I understand. Trust me, I want to see it as well. Trust me, there's no reason as to why I wouldn't want to see 2 regions in one game. That's just extra content. That's more shit to do. Why do you think Heart Gold Soul Silver is my favorite game? Because I get to explore 2 regions, plus I get to freaking have this amazing game with tons of features. I love that, but I just don't think they'll do that in this game. However much I wish for it, I don't think it's going to happen. Maybe in the future, who knows, but right now, I just don't think it. If they do it, then praise the Lord that they did that, but right now, I need more information to make me believe that that's going to happen. Right now, I do not have that. So, next thing, some books are legible, okay, we just read that, didn't we? Let's see, despite being on the real-life island, north of Kalos will be part of the game. Okay, so a link to the north of Kalos, that will be part of the game. So the northern Kalos part makes sense, right? If they include only a part of Kalos, I'd see that as a logical thing to do. That actually would make sense, right? Now, this is what I should have read, you know, before I got into my little tyrant there, or tantrum little there. But my point is, like, having just a part of Kalos, that actually is a possibility, though. Why? Because that isn't a full region, that's just a little bit of a, you know, nitty little bit, you know what I mean, like a tiny little bit, you know, something to chew on, right? And that's enough. Honestly, I think that in itself is sometimes enough to take you somewhere. And let's see, where are we next here? So I think we had the Kalos part. You can get there by train or on foot, walking to the left of the player's house, passing through an extensive and dangerous forest, and as tiresome as the caves of the first games. Okay, that would be reasonable. An event in the game will cause a break between the 2 regions, making Galar on an island. Okay, that's where you lose me, brother. That's where you lose me. Yeah, I don't think so. I don't think they'd shift the actual state of the world just for the sake of an event. Just don't think so. This would be irreversible, so enjoy your walk through the forest and collect everything you can. Yep, this is where I lose faith in everything you're saying. And the moment you say DLC, I start losing faith. There are plans for DLC, including a region based on Ireland. Listen. DLC with Pokemon has been very specific for the longest time right now, and they've specifically stuck to that sort of like style of, you know, whatchamacallit, that style of DLC has been the QR code Pokemon, right? That's the only sort, like, level of DLC we've ever gotten. It's QR code Pokemon. And I think sometimes people have had those, like, free, you know, like a free, well, not free, but, like, when you, like, go and buy a movie ticket in Japan, you could also get, like, you know, special Lugia or whatever from the movie, and that sort of stuff, right? That's the thing. That's the thing I know, right? When it comes to DLC outside of that, I think Masuda specifically said that they prefer making a full experience game, right? A game that has everything in it, rather than the only time they do DLC is if they find some way like that they can make DLC that would make sense with the games they're making. And so far they haven't, because so far all the games they've made have been full experiences, and that's their aim, right? The thing with Pokemon is, as much as people like to go at them all the time and criticize them, they do give you a full experience, right? They give you a game and they give you a bunch of Pokemon and they let you go through that journey, right? They don't keep 50 Pokemon behind a paywall, like something. If Call of Duty, like the guys who make Call of Duty, like Activision, were making if they were making Pokemon, they'd probably like make half the Pokemon out of a region into DLC that you have to buy for each one of them to even like have a possibility to catch them, right? So you wouldn't get them, you'd have to also pay them and then have to catch those Pokemon. So my point is this, right, that I don't think that's a likeliness for Pokemon to go down that route of DLC. If anything, I would assume that DLC would go down maybe like some cosmetic stuff in the games, or maybe like I don't know, something very minuscule, right? And QR codes, free QR code Pokemon is what they're going down, which, by the way, I hate that. I don't like the QR code Pokemon thing. I'd prefer those Pokemon being in the game or for me to catch them there. That's already been an issue for me in general, that they've gone down now, and I hope they don't go down more that route. So if this ends up being DLC, I don't think they're going to do a full region. They just include that in the game to begin with. I don't think that'd be a full, an extra thing. Or if it isn't in the game, they just make a follow-up game, right? They'd make a follow-up game, because here's the thing, guys. If they make a follow-up game like Emerald or, I don't know, Platinum, they make more money, okay, than a DLC. A DLC, if you release a DLC, there will be less eyes on it, right? There'll be less people looking at it, okay? Less people having their eyes on it. That's number one. And also, it will make less money, because you can't sell a DLC for $60. I mean, Call of Duty can do it, but they're freaking special. But I mean, like, they wouldn't be able to sell that for like $60, a DLC of like, like that. But they can sell a full game that's just like Sword and Shield, but with a few extra bits of content. They can sell that for $60, right? They can definitely do that for $60. That's a possibility. That's something they can do. Which in when you think about it, right? If they sell like, hypothetically 8 million copies or 7 million copies of that follow-up game called, let's call it Pokemon Spear, right? If they sell Pokemon Spear for, like 7 million copies, right? 7 million copies, $60 each. If we were to do the math here, let's get a calculator up, right? So you sell, what, like, $60 for 7 million copies. So 7 million times $60. That's $420 million, right? And then also, like, take away, like, divide that by, like, I don't know, like, 2, because, not 2, but, like, take away, like, maybe 100 million from that for other expenses and shit. But they still make over 300 million of that, right? But if they were to sell, like, you need to, like, divide this by, I don't know, dude, like, 3 or something. That's how much they'd have if they sold this as a DLC. So they need to sell, like, if they were to sell 7 million of those DLC copies, they still wouldn't make even close to the amount they would make from making a brand new game that's essentially the same game with just an extra little bit of content, right? They just wouldn't make, they would make far less money. And I think from a business perspective, that just doesn't make any sense. Like, just from a business-oriented perspective, it's a pointless struggle. It's just not worth it. Straight up, I just don't think it's worth it. So we have a final thing here, and actually have another rumor I want to cover quickly, but I'm going to cover that at the end of the video here. But just want to bring this quickly up here. So the final part here says that Professor Elm will appear in a Galar, give you some of the initials on Johto, and introduce the Metal evolutions, which would be cool. Counterparts to Mega evolutions. No Kanto Pokemon will receive Metal evolutions besides Mewtwo. Only Johto ones. There will be new Mega evolutions for Kanto and Kalos. Okay, that makes no sense. Same amount of Metal Evos and Mega Evos. Yeah, I don't know about that. I don't know. This rumor to me just seems not real. It does also say something here that regional forms are a thing now. They'll be all Johto this time. Dunsparce will have a new type. Dunsparce will have an evolution family. Yes, yeah, I don't think so, dude. Dunsparce just left to die, dog. Dunsparce ain't getting no love. Nice try, though. Nice try, but no. Dunsparce is left in the grave. He ain't coming up. Even though I love Dunsparce, he is not going to get that love, though. That's how it is. Either way, here's the other thing that I want to cover real quick here, which I don't think is real, but I might as well just get through it, because otherwise I'll have this sent my way anyways, because, people just want me to talk about it. But I might as well go through it real quick here. So either believe me or now, or come back when I'm right. New Professor Holly, which is a black female character, which should be Pretty cool, actually. 86 new Pokemon, new gen, 2 starters. Wait, 86 new Pokemon, gen 2 starters, Delcatty, Aegislash, etc. Megas, champion named Elizabeth uses Aegislash as partner Pokemon. See, this is as well where people like really fail when they make these like rumors, is that when they put Aegislash in there, just because Aegislash and, you know what I mean, and like, you know, whatnot, have like swords and shield and shit. Ladies and gentlemen, if you don't like, I don't know about you, Solrock, and yes, Solrock, and oh, it's an event, right? It's an event. There is no way to catch them in the normal like wild. But my point is this though: those two Pokemon are literally the Sun and the Moon Pokemon, and they have barely any impact in the games, right? They have no impact. They're not part of any special trainers, like, you know, any, you know, champions, you know, team or whatever. They have a small event, okay? They have a small event, the Lunatone event, and I guess the Solrock event in the Haina Desert, right? That's all you have for those Pokemon, right? That's it. That small event is it, right? There's no other, they're not present in any other way. That's about it, though. I'm not sure. They do seem to be catchable in the games, though. I think somebody else told me they aren't catchable. I can't remember, because I don't remember even, like, catching them ever. My point is they're just kind of forgotten Pokemon. My point is this, though, that they're only present in terms of an event. They don't have nothing major about them besides this little event with this guy in the Haina Desert, and that's it. You just show him a Lunatone or a Solrock, and that's about it. I think you give it to him, or I think you bring one to him, just show him to him, and that's about it, right? That's the extent of what happens there. Nothing crazy, nothing beyond that. It's pretty straightforward, and guess what? It proves that the Pokemon that are related to the titles of the games don't usually, like, get a major impact to them, right? Solrock and Lunatone are literally the Sun and the Moon Pokemon, but they don't get any love in the games besides having an event to them, and like a smaller one at that, right? And that's about it. That's why I don't think Aegislash is going to get any love, like, in that manner. I hope it does, but I just don't think it's going to get that major amount of love. I do hope it does, though, but it just doesn't feel like that. Also, he does say here, no following Pokemon, which I think is kind of, I think is likely to not be a thing in these games. Grookey, Final Evolution, Pure Grass Tank. Scorbunny, Final Evolution, Fire Electric Speedster. Sobble, Final Evolution, Water Psychic, Special Attacker. No Kalos postgame, however, there is a meeting with the player. Professor Oak, Professor Sycamore, and Professor Hollies to start the postgame. That would be cool, but I ain't feeling this rumor, guys. I ain't feeling it. Anyway, this video is getting on for too long. I do hope you guys enjoyed the video, though. If you did, then drop a like down below. Thank you so much for watching. My name is RuffledRowlit, and I'll catch you all in the next video, guys. Have yourselves a great day, and bye-bye, ladies and gentlemen.